Island for sale. There are many islands off the west coast of Scotland. This story is about one of these islands. The name of the island is Lena. Lena isn't large, but it's very beautiful. It's also very quiet. There are no houses or roads or cars on Lena, but there is a castle. The castle is old, with grey stone walls. The castle and the island belong to a Scotsman called Duncan MacTavish. Duncan lives in the castle with his dog, Jock. Jock thinks the island and Duncan MacTavish belong to him. Duncan is very happy on his island. Sometimes he goes for walks with Jock. Sometimes he goes swimming. Sometimes he goes fishing in his little boat. And he's writing a book. The book is called Life on a Scottish Island. There are many large rooms in Duncan's castle. They have a lot of old things in them, pictures and heavy tables, chairs and beds. In winter, the castle is very cold. There are no warm carpets on the floors. Many of the windows have no curtains. The rooms are also very dark in winter. In each room, there are lots of electric lights and electric fires. The postman comes to the island in his boat every Monday. One Monday in April, he gives a thin brown envelope to Duncan. "What is this?" says Duncan. "Is it a bill?" He opens the envelope. It is a bill. It's from electricity company. The bill is for 5,000 libras. "Oh dear," says Duncan. "I haven't got 5,000 libras." He's very sad. "I can do only one thing: sell my island and my castle." Duncan telephones an agent in London. The agent sells houses to rich people. "I want to sell my island and my castle," says Duncan. "Can you help?" "Yes, sir," says the agent. "Of course I can help you." 2 days later, the agent telephones Duncan. "I have good news," he says. "Somebody wants to buy your island." "Really?" says Duncan. "Who?" "Leaping Larry," says the agent. "Leaping who?" Duncan asks. "Leaping Larry, you know, the famous American pop star. He wants to buy your island. He's going to give it to his wife." "A pop star?" says Duncan. "Oh." "He wants to see the island tomorrow afternoon," says the agent. "Is that all right?" Yes," says Duncan. "Yes, of course." Next afternoon, Duncan and Jock are waiting on the island. Leaping Larry and his wife are arriving by helicopter. They are very late. At last, the helicopter arrived at the castle. A man with long dark hair gets out. He's about 45. With him is a woman with long blonde hair. She's about 20. She is carrying a small animal. The animal has long white hair. Both the man and the woman are wearing dark glasses and expensive clothes. "Hi," says the man. "I'm Leaping Larry, and this is my wife, Roxanne." "And this is my dog, Bobo," says Roxanne. Larry looks at the castle. "Look, Roxanne," he says. "A real Scottish castle." Don't you love it, honey? Roxanne doesn't smile. I'm tired now, Larry, she says. Let's go inside. I want dinner and a hot bath. Leaping Larry and Roxanne go into the castle. It's very dark inside. Leaping Larry is wearing his dark glasses. He falls over the chair. I can't see anything, says Larry. Can't you put the lights on? I'm sorry, I can't, says Duncan. The lights don't work. The company stopped my electricity this morning. I didn't pay my electricity bill. You see, there are only candles. Well, can I have dinner? Says Roxanne. I'm very hungry. I can't cook without electricity, says Duncan. But there is some cold soup and sandwiches. Cold soup and sandwiches? Says Roxanne. Forget it. I'm going to bed. But first I want a bath. A nice hot bath. And Bobo does too. Don't you, baby? I'm very sorry, says Duncan, but there is no hot water. No lights, no dinner, no hot water, says Roxanne. What kind of place is this? Now, honey, says Leaping Larry. Don't call me honey, says Roxanne. Come on, Bobo. Roxanne and Bobo go upstairs to bed. Larry and Duncan stays downstairs. They eat sandwiches and play cards by candlelight. Jock watches them. Suddenly Roxanne screams from upstairs. Help! Help! Duncan, Larry, and Jock run upstairs. Roxanne is sitting up in bed. Honey, what's wrong? Larry asks. I heard something, says Roxanne. There is something in the room. Duncan starts to laugh. What are you laughing at? Says Roxanne. She is very angry. Look at Jock, says Duncan. Jock is under the bed. He has a mouse in his mouth. A mouse? Says Roxanne. She screams again. Next morning, Duncan and Lippy Larry are waiting. Roxanne is very late. At 11 o'clock, she comes downstairs with Bobo. Good morning, says Duncan. Roxanne doesn't answer. She says to Larry, Larry, I don't like this place. I want to go home. But honey, says Larry. Don't call me honey, says Roxanne. This castle is old, dark, and very cold. There is no electricity, no food, and no hot water. And I don't like it. Do you understand? Listen, honey, says Larry. We can pull down the castle. We can build a big new house, just like our house in California. All of our friends can come and stay. Duncan looks at Jock. Jock looks at Duncan. Pull down the castle? They think, oh no. Leaping Larry says, we want to see the island. Alright, says Duncan. We can go in my boat. Duncan, Larry, and Roxanne get into Duncan's boat. Jock jumps in too. Roxanne is carrying Bobo. Duncan takes them round the island. The sun is shining and it's a beautiful day, but Roxanne isn't happy. What do you do all day? She asks Duncan. Well, says Duncan, I go for walks and I fish and sometimes I go swimming. Is that all? Roxanne asks. Well, says Duncan, I'm also writing a book. A book, says Roxanne. What about? About Lena, says Duncan. Oh, says Roxanne. That isn't very exciting. Listen, honey, says Larry. We can make the island exciting. We can have pop concerts here. It's just fine for concerts. Hundreds of people can come. Duncan looks at Jock. Jock looks at Duncan. Pop concerts? They think. Oh no, Duncan is very sad. He doesn't want to lose his island and his castle. He doesn't want Larry's friends on the island. He doesn't want pop concerts. But what can Duncan do? He has no money. He can't pay the electricity bill and he can't live in his castle. Duncan, Larry, and Roxanne are all sitting in Duncan's boat. Jock is with them. Suddenly, Jock sees something on the island. It's a rabbit. That's exciting, and Jock forgets everything. He loves to catch rabbits. So he jumps out of the boat with a big splash. He starts to swim to the island. Bobo thinks, this is exciting, and he jumps in too. Help! Roxanne screams. My poor baby is in the water. Do something, Larry, screams Roxanne. But Larry doesn't move. Why are you waiting? Says Roxanne. Jump into the water and get Bobo. But honey, says Larry, I can't swim. Can't swim? Says Roxanne. What do you mean? She's very angry. Look, says Duncan. Bobo is alright. He's having a good time. They all look at Bobo. Bobo is swimming in the water, but Roxanne is still angry. You don't love me, she says to Larry. And you don't love me, says Larry. You love only Bobo. That's right, says Roxanne. I do. She stands up in the boat and starts to hit Larry. Don't do that, shouts Duncan. But it's too late. The boat starts to rock. Roxanne falls over the side. Now Roxanne is in the water with Bobo. Help! Help! Roxanne screams. Jock sees Roxanne and Bobo in the water. What are they doing? Are they playing a new game? Jocks wants to play too. He turns and swims towards Bobo. Go away, you ugly dog, Roxanne shouts. Duncan brings the boat near Roxanne. He pulls her into the boat. Then he pulls Bobo into the boat. Roxanne is very wet and very angry. Take me back to California now, she tells Larry. And I mean now. Later, Larry, Roxanne, and Bobo get into their helicopter. Goodbye, says Duncan. Larry and Roxanne don't answer. Soon the helicopter is far away in the sky. Duncan smiles at Jock. So Limpy Larry isn't going to buy our island, he says. That's great. But Duncan still has a problem. Limping Larry doesn't want to buy the island, but Duncan needs the money. What can he do? Later, Duncan telephones the agent in London. Leaping Larry telephoned me, says the agent. He says your island's a terrible place. I'm sorry, I can't help you now. It's your problem. He puts down the phone. Duncan goes walking with Jock. He's very sad. He walks to a beach at the other end of the island, and there he sees a girl. The girl is sitting on some rocks beside the sea. Near there is a small boat. Duncan goes nearer. The girl is painting a picture of the rocks and the sea. Good afternoon, says Duncan. The girl turns. She's very pretty. Who are you? She asks. What do you want? I'm Duncan McTavish, says Duncan. I live here. Lena is my island, and this is my dog Jock. Jock looks at the girl. He likes her. Lena is your island? Says the girl. Oh, well, I'm Jean Stewart. I work in a school on the mainland. I teach painting to the children there. How did you get here? Asks Duncan. I came in my boat. Today is a holiday and school is closed, so I came here. I wanted to paint your island. The light on your island is very special. It's very clear. It gives beautiful colors to everything. The sea, the rocks, the hills. Your island is wonderful for painting. Really? Says Duncan. He looks at Jean's picture. Your picture is very good. Thank you, says Jean. Duncan and Jean talk for a long time. Where do you live? Jean asks. I live in a castle, says Duncan. A castle, says Jean. Can I see it? Of course, says Duncan. Let's go there now. Duncan, Jean, and Jock go to the castle. Your castle is beautiful, says Jean. Yes, says Duncan, but it's very cold and dark. There is no electricity. I have no money, you see. I love my island very much, but I can't make money from it. Jean looks at the castle. Suddenly, she says, Yes, you can. You can make money from the island. How? Asked Duncan. Painting holidays, says Jean. People can come to paint pictures of the island. I can teach them, and they can stay in the castle, just like a hotel. Jock and Duncan look at each other. That's great, says Duncan. That was the start of McTavish painting holidays. Now Lena is famous all over the world. Every year many visitors come to the island. They paint beautiful pictures. They take the pictures back to their homes. Inside the castle, everything is very different now. The rooms are bright and warm. There are carpets on the floors and curtains at the windows. There is heating and electricity. And Jean and Duncan are very good cooks. The visitors are very happy. Duncan and Jean got married. They have two children, a boy and a girl. Jock loves to play with the children. Duncan is rich now, but he still loves a quiet life and he still goes fishing. Sometimes he catches a fish, but usually he just falls asleep. He is a happy man.